What is going on, guys? Matt Downs with Daily Grind Fantasy Sports here to give you the edge for this Prizepicks board on a Sunday. Cannot wait to break it down. Right now, we have a day jam-packed with early games and late games. I'm going to be covering my overall favorite plays for the entire day. But before we jump into the content, I do want to give a quick shout out again to Prizepicks. If you guys haven't signed up for Prizepicks, don't know why you're watching this video. Again, if you haven't signed up though, go ahead and enter code using DGF. For 100% match up to $100, it's a fantasy app where you simply hit the over or under of any certain fantasy projection or player prop. One of the easiest ways to play DFS today. Go ahead and enter code using DGF for 100% match up to $100. If you guys don't like the app, you can simply just delete it off your phone, but you guys get $100 in promo money just to play around, just by depositing $100. Again, that is code DGF. But now let's go ahead and dive into this breakdown. I do want to go over my results from last night, and yes, they do look very ugly, but there's a few takeaways I want to take away from my results because they actually weren't as bad as they look. Now allow me to explain myself before you click off the video. So all these plays were in the exact same game, at least the majority of them. So they were correlated picks, which means if you took the over on one star player or a role player, then the other players in that game should probably hit the over. Because if all players playing in the same game were playing a ton of minutes and had a high usage and it was close and competitive, then they should all probably hit the over. But if the game's a blowout, then they should probably all hit the under because a lot of those players aren't seeing heavy fourth quarter run. A lot of their minutes are cut short, probably not even playing the fourth quarter. And again, I'm not making an excuse for my plays. I'm just saying these are correlated picks, which means if this game does remain competitive, I can guarantee you that CP3, who, by the way, almost hit the over anyway, hits the over, along with Kyle Kuzma, Bridges, Dinwiddie. Like, all those guys are hitting the over because they're going to be playing the entire fourth quarter. Mikal Bridges fell short by like 0.5 points. Now, I get that doesn't always happen, but that's a strategy behind my plays. And when I play them, I usually try to attack one single team or an entire game. So because of that, all the plays yesterday hit the under because it was a blowout. I think Washington ended up scoring like 51 points going into the fourth quarter. It was a horrible game to watch. Because of that, CP3 didn't play the entire fourth quarter. He ended up playing 23 minutes and still got very good run when he was very efficient. But all those plays yesterday from the free video did miss. And also, I posted premium picks. The Hornets game, they were also involved in a blowout. So those plays actually didn't hit as well. LaMelo Ball and also Gordon Hayward, I had the over on both of them and they both fell short. But the games that stayed competitive, the plays that I did actually recommend, Bobby Portis, the Milwaukee game stayed competitive. He hit the over. AD also hit the over. The only guy that did not hit, who was in a competitive matchup, was Mitchell Robinson. 16.5 points, rebounds, and assists. That did not hit. And that one I take full accountability for, and I really take full accountability for all the plays. But there's some things that are out of your control. Injuries and blowouts. And obviously, I would have liked the game to be competitive and all those plays would have hit, but they just didn't. And then TJ posted a late night hammer in our Discord. They all hit when De'Aaron Fox was ruled out. Barnes hit the over of 26, Halliburton hit the over of 28.5, and Baisley also did because they played in a close competitive game. So that's one thing to consider. We do post additional premium content and plays. And again, that is one thing we're going to have to take in consideration. Are these games blowout proof? Really, no game is, but should they be competitive? Should they be close? Or do they have some blowout potential? And again, if you're interested in signing up for some additional picks on top of the video that I do post every single day, head over to dgfantasy.com. We post plays, additional premium plays for $5 a week or $10 a month. Crazy good value and a really good price for the amount of plays that we do post. And again, we've been on a two-day losing streak. Very bad plays over the past couple of days, but they all have been involved in blowouts. So as long as the games stay competitive, we do well. And again, we're just following data here. But with all that being said, let's go ahead and dive into my 5 favorite plays for today. Coming in as my honorable mention is going to be Tyrese Maxey over 23.5 points, rebounds, and assists. This gets a confidence rating of a 5 out of 10. This is just a very soft projection for Maxey. Maxey has hit the over the past 4 out of 5 games. Maxey has also been averaging 37 minutes a game over the past 5 games. This is expected to be a competitive game. Yet again, it's a 1-point spread, so Maxey should get heavy run yet again. Coming in at number 5 is going to be Luka Doncic over 49.5 points, rebounds, and assists. This gets a confidence rating of a 5.5 out of 10. We've been riding this train the past 3 games now. He has hit the over the past 3 out of 5 games and the past 3 out of 3 games without Porzingis and Hardaway on the court. Luka obviously is the only elite scorer here in the starting lineup. Luka also gets a 3.6% usage bump with both Hardaway and Porzingis off the court. Right now, we have him projected still to hit 57 points, rebounds, and assists. Coming in at number 4 is going to be Wendell Carter Jr. over 26.5 points, rebounds, and assists. This gets a confidence rating of a 6 out of 10. He has hit this over the past 3 out of 5 games. Not only that, the Celtics struggle against bigs. Mo Bamba was also just downgraded to questionable. If Bamba sits, this gives another usage bump to Wendell Carter, and also a rebounding bump. Wendell Carter averages 1 more rebound a game whenever Mo Bamba's off the court. Regardless of if Bamba does sit, as long as this game remains competitive, he should easily hit the over here. We have him projected for 31 points, rebounds, and assists. Coming in at number 3 is going to be Trae Young over 40.5 points, rebounds, and assists. This game is expected to be very competitive here between the Hawks and the Mavs. It always is. Young has hit the over on this projection the past 3 out of 5 games. Trae Young will also be extremely motivated because of the Trae vs. Luka Doncic narrative. John Collins and Gallinari are questionable as well. If John Collins is ruled out, Trae gets a 3.1% usage bump and averages 2.3 more points per game with him off the court. Coming in at number 2 is going to be Jeff Green under 12.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Remember, this is an under. I give this a confidence rating of a 7 out of 10. He has hit the under the past 4 out of 5 games. The starting rotation is back and healthy for the most part. Jeff Green has averaged only 21 minutes over the past 5 games. There is just way too much heavy usage here in the starting lineup for Jeff Green. This also does carry some blowout risk because the Nets are on a 7-game losing streak. There's no question that the Nuggets are the better team, and James Harden is questionable. Coming in as my overall favorite pick for this Prizepicks board is going to be Vucevic over 34.5 points, rebounds, and assists. This gets a confidence rating of a 7 out of 10. He has hit the over the past 3 of the 5 games. Right now, both Zach LaVine and Kobe White are questionable. If either of those 2 players are ruled out, Vucevic gets another usage bump. This is also expected to be a close competitive matchup here between the 76ers and the Bulls. Embiid has also been struggling on the defensive side immensely as of late. Regardless of if they play, this projection is just very soft. Right now, we have him projected to hit the over, and we give him a projection here of 42 points, rebounds, and assists. And that will wrap up my breakdown, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy this content. If you did, please do hit that subscription button, notification bell, and of course, smash that like button for all of our future NBA content. With all that being said, have a great rest of your day, and let's cash.